Looks like we are live and good to go. Go ahead and give people a second here to hopefully trickle on in. Got this going. Go ahead and minimize that. Pull this over. Yo, Jackson, welcome back, man. Good to have you. How you doing, Joseph? Appreciate you coming by and stopping by. This stream, I know last night we talked about it, and we were going to continue work on the little fob we're doing, but I decided, you know what, we'll go ahead and do a little bit of work here on my Oliver class Perry guided missile frigate that I'm working on. My first modern ship, so I feel like it might be kind of fun to work on this bad boy a little bit and hang out with you guys all and all that stuff on this Friday. How you doing, Marios? Thanks so much for stopping by, man. But yeah, we'll just be going ahead and building this a little bit. Probably won't finish it in the stream, but we'll get a good little portion of it built up. But hope you guys are all doing well. Excited for the weekend and all that. So that should be pretty good. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate you. It is, it's coming together pretty good, actually. I started this last night, shortly after the stream we did yesterday. So, started it last night, so made pretty good progress, I think, so far for it. So, it's been pretty good so far. But, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get this building up. Got to pretty much fill in the whole flight deck section and all this, so it's not gonna be too much bigger. It's gonna go all the way back to this point back here, so it's not a super big ship by any means, but should be pretty good. And then I also have to build a sea sprite. Gotta put a sea sprite on the back here. So man's been entangled back in Minecraft. Wizard Lord. Facts, dude. Facts. By the way, this is a different shirt. I know yesterday I wore a red shirt as well, but this is different. So I hope nobody thinks that I just wear the same shirt over and over again. But yeah, I am wearing a different shirt than the stream last night. But I pretty much look exactly the same as I did last night. Yeah, I mean, it all takes some practice. When I first started building, I couldn't build. I started off with building tutorials. And now I'm making the tutorials, so everybody has to start somewhere. So everybody has to start somewhere. It really is just kind of sitting down and, you know, figuring it out. As much of it as can be a pain in the butt, though, that's for sure. But it is definitely rewarding. So, been working on another the Oliver Perry class frigate. I don't know why, but I just really like this ship. It's really nothing special, but it's really nice. Cobbled deep slate slab is what I want. And let's try to fill this 50. There we go. Perfect. I got confidence from you. Well, good. You know, everybody can build. It just, you gotta, some people it takes a little bit more practice than others, you know? It's like the Rad 2, you know, everybody can cook. Though, to be fair, I don't think everybody can cook. I think that's a bit of a different circumstance. Because I sure cannot cook. Like, I can grill, but that's about it. If you're asking me to cook anything more, yeah, it's not gonna work. It is not gonna happen. But I got that deck all filled in there, so that's pretty good. Let me go ahead and pull up my reference images here again. Have a good look at this back area here and go ahead and start kind of developing this a little bit more. Let's see. Have this section like this here. But yeah, you guys got any big plans for the weekend or anything exciting that's gonna be going on? Been looking at the weather and it looks like some areas are gonna get some pretty good snow, so that's pretty exciting. Unfortunately, here in North Carolina, we're not gonna get any, which kind of sucks. I'd really like to see some snow. Hopefully the weather changes for you. Are you supposed to get like a lot of snow? Oh, a tattoo? That's pretty cool. What are you getting? Yeah, I would love to see snow because, I mean, I grew up in California and in Southern California especially, and I've seen snow fall like twice in my life. It is a very rare occurrence that I've seen snowfall, so some people absolutely can't stand snow and hate it. But I'm like, man, snow is so awesome. I love it. You know, I'm sure actually having to live in it and all that is probably a little different, but yeah, I've never really seen some good snowfall, so just a cold front. Yeah, it's been real chilly, man. My job, I work outside a lot, and it is not doing good. I think I got sick during Christmas because of being outside and so much and going between hot and cold and just really messed me up. I'm still like kind of recovering from it, so. But usually I you know, knock on wood, you know, typically I get sick one good time of year, and then the rest of the year I'm pretty solid. Might get like a little cold or something here and there, but I typically I don't get sick too much. Yeah, the weather's never right. It's like never know what it is, and then also you have nowadays where there's just so many people that they just post like, because I follow a couple of like weather YouTubers and stuff like that. Because honestly, I find weather pretty fascinating, and just kind of like seeing like what the forecasts are and what the future could be, you know, type stuff. But there's just so many people on YouTube and stuff where it's all just doom and gloom. It's like, oh, everybody's gonna die. We're gonna have record-breaking snowfall. It's gonna kill everybody, and the whole world's gonna go into an ice age. And it's like, bro, you need to chill a little bit, you know. It's like you're looking at models that are like a month in advance, and the models aren't even accurate the day of. So it's like, it's just kind of hard to watch some of the stuff on YouTube because people are just absolutely crazy. But hey, I respect the hustle, you know. People got to get them clicks and got to get that sweet YouTube ad revenue. So I get it, but like, dang, like some people just take it a little too far. Trying to think how one is. But yeah, weather's cool. It's interesting when you really start to like dig deep into it. Take this right here. Take this across. And like with something like that there. So got kind of a platform here. Or it looks like it's kind of just still that stone type material. Skull compass, classic new burn type nautical shit. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. Sorry, I don't think I replied to you when you first posted that, so I apologize, but that's pretty cool, man. I think tattoos would be cool. It's just I don't know what I would ever get, and then also I'm terrified of needles. So I got some trauma from needles, so whenever I think about it, it just makes me feel absolutely like terrible inside, and I just want to crawl up and die pretty much. So needles and me, we don't get along. How you doing, RK? Appreciate you stopping by again. He about throwing his count into a gym count. That's pretty cool, man. You pretty big in you pretty big into like the gym and stuff? My girlfriend's really big into the gym. She He likes doing like weightlifting and stuff like that, but me, not so much. Though I would like to get more into it, but I think I'd be more of I prefer more of like a home gym type environment. I really don't like actually going to a gym, if that makes sense. But I don't think I'm the only one that's alone in that. You see, Mom said you can never get a tattoo. Well, luckily when you're 18, you know, you don't have, you know, you're kind of your own entity at that point. But I would understand, you know, I get it. Like, my mom didn't want me having tattoos either, but, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, when you're old enough, you know, you can kind of do what you want. So, hey, how you doing, Glamorous Titanic? I appreciate you stopping by. Tattoo needle phobia and surgical needle phobia are two different phobias. I mean, I guess I, you know, never have tried, but I could see your point. I definitely understand where you're coming from, but I just feel like it's anything that pokes me, sticks me, or anything like that. You know, I don't know, but you're right. They are slightly different from each other, so you do have a point. Tattoos are, for me, are risky. I always think about the chances of regretting it. Yeah, I mean, that's always something you have to think about. I mean, my main thing is I just don't know what I would get, you know? That's my biggest thing. I'll get my my channel logo tattooed on my butt cheek or something like that. That might be what I do. Let's see. Just use markers that last a week or something. Yeah, or like the fake like arm sleeve tattoos you can get. I'm terrified of surgical needles, but tattoos are fine. Interesting. Interesting. So maybe I'd be all right. I don't know. Once I probably do it once or get it out of my system, you know, like, oh, okay, you know, that wasn't so bad, then be good after that. How you doing, Fazzies? Here, Faz, appreciate you stopping by, man. Trying to make my own military mega build by building the entire East German military Minecraft, my favorite one of the Warsaw Pact countries. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you're trying to build like all of their military equipment and stuff like that. That is pretty cool. Germany is pretty underrated. And you said East Germany, so they would be using like a lot of Soviet equipment and stuff like that. I'm not too familiar with East Germany equipment, but still cool nonetheless. Yep, and accurate numbers. Oh boy, so you're doing like a huge like vehicle kind of like graveyard, or not graveyard, but like a boneyard, or like just have like tons of them lined up and stuff like that. I have both my arms and neck done, my whole left leg. Yeah, I do know. I'm pretty sure I have you on Snapchat, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. I hardly use Snapchat as it is anymore, but the only reason I go on there is to like do streaks with my mom, because she is obsessed with keeping a streak for whatever reason. I'm like, Mom, I don't really use Snapchat. Like, I don't care. Keep your streaks alive. I'm like, okay. Even then, I hardly do. Not joking. My GF really using markers to tattoo yourself builds up because they eventually erase. That's interesting. Isn't there a thing though, like you can get like ink poisoning, or is that like maybe like a myth or something like that? Like I feel like putting like Sharpie marker on you is probably not the best thing to be doing to your skin. But hey, I could be wrong. I'm no doctor, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, you have you added. Yeah, but to put the size of the military in perspective, are they pretty large military, or were they pretty relatively small? Navy used mostly Soviet and some homemade weapons. I gotcha. Just to be a menace, Carefest. I'm telling you, man, I hardly can keep streaks with my mom, so I'm sure that thing would probably maybe last a couple days. But it's mainly like the days I work I work long hours, so my 4 days I'm working, the last thing I'm thinking about is trying to do any kind of Snapchat streak or anything like that, so it just kind of falls to the wayside. Especially when you're in a job that's like exhausting. So No, I meant like school markers. Oh, okay. Gotcha. She must get upset when you all lose it. Oh yeah. But then she like pays the dollar or whatever, and then she's happy. And then she will send me a text, or she'll send my girlfriend a text and be like, "Make sure you do your streaks. I had to pay, you know, the $2 or whatever to get it back or something like that." It's stupid. The NBA was quite large and was considered the second best military in the pack behind the USSR. Interesting. I wouldn't think that they would be that big, but I guess it makes sense because at that point it was kind of a buffer country, so I could see the Soviets really propping them up quite a bit. Because I imagine most of the equipment was probably Soviet, given the nature of the conflict at that time. Let's see, we'll do this. So something kind of like that there. And then we have this that's going to go down like this and kind of support it. So kind of like this. Yeah, I like doing these modern ships because they are so easy to do. I mean, I say they're easy for me, but compared to doing the World War II ships where you have all these anti-aircraft gun positions and just all this crazy stuff all over them, these ships are just so basic and so easy to do. It's kind of relaxing. I don't have to worry about all this crazy detail I'm trying to jam pack into these things. Impossible? Yeah, they're not too bad. I would say these are honestly modern ships are probably, unless we're talking about the carriers are a different story. But for the most part, like the frigates and destroyers and stuff like that, they're a lot easier, I think, than the World War II stuff. Just because the World War II stuff has a lot of funky holes, a lot of crazy shapes. I don't know. I just find World War II stuff to be a little more difficult, and there's just a lot more stuff you have to jam pack on the ships. Because in a World War II ship, if this was a World War II ship, you'd have a ton of like anti-aircraft gun positions all along here. You'd have all kinds of crazy stuff. So, you know, it gets pretty crazy. I might have just found it. Yeah. I try to find the most, or I try to add the most details. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I try to add a lot of detail too, but sometimes you just gotta accept that there's only so much detail you can add for these ships, and kind of result to like doing like weathering techniques and stuff like that to really add the detail. So kind of like what I did with Midway, this ship will get like a bunch of weathering on it to kind of help, you know, boost that extra detail and stuff like that that normally I couldn't really do with a modern ship just due to the limitations of it. I wish Java's on consoles. Yeah, I think pretty much everybody does that routinely plays Minecraft or builds. Java is just far better in terms of almost everything. But really, it's just kind of more reason to get a PC. But I know that's not everybody is capable of just, you know, going out and getting a PC. So, but if you're able to, it is a major game changer. Let me tell you. I used to be one of the biggest like console fanboys. Like I was like, yeah, you know, Xbox this, Xbox that, but then I got a PC and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I buy it for $70, even $100. Yeah, I feel that, man. Oh man, you might have found my snap. My snap is not. It's. Yep. You did find my snap, actually. As you can imagine, I'm not very original when it comes to my names. I probably shouldn't be using my channel name for that. Probably not the brightest idea, but it's whatever. Like I said, I hardly do anything on there, so. but I can add you later, I guess, if you want to just sit there and stare at my avatar. Or whatever they call them, I don't even know. Are you planning on adding the inside for this one? Nah, there won't be an inside. I think there's some references for the inside of this, but really for pretty much most, if not all these ships, I won't be doing them. I think at most I might do like the hangars of the hangar of the ship, if I do decide to leave like one of the doors open for the back, which is definitely something I'm considering. So if I leave one of the hangar doors, because there's 2 hangar doors, if I leave one of them open, I definitely will probably do a little bit of an interior for the hangar, but that's about it. Yeah, I was surprised when I found it. Yeah, just snap there the most random shit. I'm gonna get some like penis pictures or something. Have to cry myself to sleep. Please don't send those. I don't want those. Yeah, but I don't have the most original or discreet name on there. But I think my Snapchat was really created back before I really had much of a following on YouTube. So I don't know. I don't remember how long Snapchat's been around, if I'm being honest. March registration for the NVA bill was inspired by MC Military Force, but the entire U.S. Army of Minecraft, the actual number of each vehicle lined up. Yeah, that stuff's pretty crazy. I wouldn't personally do it just because I don't really see the joy of it. But hey, you know, like if that's something you want to build, go for it. But like the U.S. military, like that just seems ridiculous. Like that's just way too much copy and pasting for me, you know. Way too much copy and pasting. So at that point, it's like just ridiculous. I didn't intend to. I just gotta say, man, you know, I gotta put it out there. That's, you know, I'm sure somebody out there would love to just start sending me just random, you know, big black dongs and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't want that on my Snap. It's like if that's what you enjoy, man, you go for it. But me, I don't care for that. Let's do this. Back just a tiny bit like that. That looks pretty good right there. May use world edit for that. Yeah. World edit is going to be pretty much a must if you're going to do something like that. I wouldn't try to do it without. It's doable, but I just don't get what he was like trying to do. Like, oh, look at how much the U.S. military spends on equipment. I don't know. I guess it's cool to see it all like actually in perspective. I guess just how much equipment the U.S. military actually has. It's kind of ridiculous. I just couldn't even imagine like the amount of like A-10s or whatever, you know, just in A-10s alone, if you did like the aircraft for it, would be just insane, you know. Have you ever used a huge amount of your builds to make a massive diorama instead of just placing there as expedition? I have done a few dioramas, like I did like the diorama for the Gustav gun. It's something I would like to do some more of, so like that little that base I'm working on. The forward operating base is kind of like my step into that, but I would like to start doing more of those like diorama type builds, but as of right now I really don't have much in terms of that kind of stuff, but I am working on it. I am definitely considering it, so because I know the few dioramas I have done they're pretty fun to do. They just take a lot of time to do. That's pretty much really all it is. And I mean, we had Pearl Harbor for a little bit that I was working on as well, which rest in peace again. It's like the 3rd time attempting Pearl Harbor, and at this point I'm probably just gonna give up. But I think it would be cool to do more dioramas. Or at least when we work on like some more like larger scale projects and stuff, you know, because I have so many vehicle tutorials, and tutorials are great and all, but I feel like a lot of people want to see like let's builds, or you know, these bases being built or something like that, get some ideas, inspiration from it, you know, because tutorials are cool, but when you pretty much have so many tutorials, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Try to build a diorama for videos, but I can't find the right place to build it. Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of what I do is, I mean, it's easier for me to say because I have world edit, but I use a lot of, you know, custom made maps, or I make my own, like, maps and all that stuff just so that I don't really have to worry about terrain too much, because that's kind of the biggest pain in the butt, really, is just the terrain and trying to find stuff to build, because trust me, I know that struggle when I used to build on Xbox and all that, my medieval cities and everything like that. I would have to sit there and try to find somewhere that would work for what I wanted to build, and it was just a pain a lot of times, so I get it. Any advice for building city buildings like in a larger scale? Are you talking about like a like a 1.5 to 1 or like a 1 to 1 scale? If so, I don't really know. One of my old friends from Xbox actually has a YouTube channel, Juicy Taz, and he does a lot of like actual building recreations, and he does a lot of like actual you know, builds, like city builds. So I think he would be probably a very good channel for you to check out, just to kind of get an idea on maybe some ways to do things and all that stuff. But he's pretty much who I would recommend. One of my buddies too, Brent 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, I think, if I remember correctly, also does similar stuff like that. But they're actually all console builders, so they build on Xbox and all that solely. So a lot of the stuff that they do is really doable, I think. But they would be able to give you better insight on building like buildings and stuff like that, because I'm not really much of a civilian builder, or really a building builder in general. But yeah, I would recommend probably checking them out. How you doing, Vin? Thanks so much for stopping by again. So all this detail, like, I feel like we've been working for quite a while on this, and all I've done is detail this top section right here. It's terrible. So much detail. Needs to chill. Let's see. That's looking pretty alright for what that's trying to recreate. Right here I gotta create this big like antenna system or something of that sort. I'm not really sure what it is, but I gotta recreate it. So looks nice to me. Well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Glad you like it. It is coming together pretty good so far. Not bad for starting it last night, that's for sure. I think I'm actually gonna bring this out one more. But I've really started to enjoy like these large shipbuilding builds I've been doing, like full-scale ships. They've actually been really fun to do, and that's something I never really thought I would ever really tackle, would be full-scale ships. But here I am, and they so far have been pretty fun. Kind of gives me a reason to like build some aircraft, you know, like the carriers and stuff like that, building all these aircraft for them and everything, and then building like the landed versions. So I still have to do a video on these two ships right here, but they're not fully done yet. I still need to weather them and all that, but yeah, those are cool ships. But yeah, it's just fun. So like this one right here, I'm gonna have to build like a sea sprite. So eventually sometime in the near future. I'm gonna have to build a sea sprite, so should be a pretty fun build to do. Because I can't remember if I built a sea sprite in 2-to-1. I might have, but I honestly forget all the time what I've actually built and what I haven't. Let's see. So like that there, and then gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this forward section of it. It's like something kind of like that, I guess. It's not perfect, but honestly, it will work for what I'm trying to recreate here. So do that. This will go up here. We'll switch to one of these. How you doing, Rendislav? I appreciate you so much for stopping by. And then we'll take this all the way up, and this will be another antenna. Though I feel like it's weird having it... I'm going to do it black. It may not be fully accurate, but I think it's going to look better doing it like a darker color there for this antenna. So, a little bit of creative liberties here. So it's going to take this all the way up. I also need to figure out the seal of the ship, because I really want to try to recreate that as well. This is the Oliver Hazard Perry, like the USS one, so this is like the lead ship of the class, so I gotta figure out, I think the seal for the ship, they would put it right here in this section. I was gonna do the Stark, but I don't know, decided to just stick with this one. But the Stark's the one that's pretty famous just because it was actually hit by an Iraqi, I think it was Iraq? It was hit by a missile, fired from a Mirage aircraft, and damaged, I think, killed like 30 people or something like that. It was crazy, but like it actually impacted right here in this section right here, and hit the berthing and all that kind of stuff and all that. So that was a big deal. And I think after that, like, the U.S. retaliated, of course, and did a bunch of bombing campaigns and stuff like that, blowing up all their stuff. Like, oh, you hit one of our ships? All right, cool. In typical U.S. fashion, you mess with one of our ships, we're gonna go ahead and just blow up everything that you have. So let's see, that's gonna go like that. And we're just gonna continue to take this back here. Just like this, and then maybe a couple signs like that. And that should be pretty much the detailing for that right there. So that's pretty much the detailing for the side, I think, really, as far as I'm gonna take it in terms of detail. So I really think that's all we need. And then this section here is pretty much done everything on the side here, so really it's kind of just moving more toward the inside here and getting some of this built up. Which the fun part here should actually be the phalanx system. So this one actually has a phalanx on it, so get to finally build one of these in 1.5-to-1. So we'll see how this goes. So that's gonna go right there. And then next to it, they have like these almost like hatches, it looks like. I'm not exactly sure what these are. But something kind of like that. And then we'll take these up. Like so. And then I need a lever. And then a barrier block, which I think I have some right up here. So something like that. And there we go. So that's done right there. Whatever this is supposed to be. Actually, I think it would benefit from doing this. Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good. So that's pretty good back there. And then this is where our phalanx system is going to sit. So we'll have that right there. And then This will go right here. And then we need some more quartz. So I'll place this kind of right here. And right here to the side. And then we can place down an iron trapdoor. Okay, last begging for tips since you've done multiple airfields. How do you organize them? Just what you think is cool or what? So it's kind of tough. I kind of use like real life examples, if that makes sense. So for me, I had the luxury of, you know, obviously working on an airbase and kind of using that as some inspiration. But really, you kind of need to just look at Google Images of air bases. That's really honestly the best way to do it. And that's how I would kind of figure out what I would want to do for mine. So it's just really looking at real life examples, and just looking at stuff that you think's cool. Maybe find some like not models, but like maybe pictures of like specific hangars and stuff like that, and just kind of recreating those. As for your base, you also kind of need to decide what type of base you want. Like, do you want like a home station base that's more built up and more prominent, or are you looking to build maybe like more of a deployed type base or airfield where you're gonna have a lot of like tents and temporary type structures? And then you can kind of decide also on like the type of aircraft you're gonna have. So if you're building an air base that's only fighters, then you can kind of maybe have smaller runways, kind of smaller areas. If you're looking to build like the large cargo planes and have them have areas, then you can look at maybe doing some smaller stuff in that regard. But it's just kind of basically doing some research and finding stuff that you like and just really recreating it. I don't do really anything too special or anything like that with mine. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that answers the question. But I would just go for it. Use real examples. A really kind of underrated tool to use is using like Google Earth, and you can actually use like the measurement tool. It's actually really awesome where you can like measure the distance of things, so you can use that to kind of help measure runways and tarmac areas and taxiways and stuff like that, just to kind of give you a better idea of how big stuff needs to be, because I know sometimes it's kind of hard in Minecraft to determine how big something should be and all that. But that's what I would do. Or that's typically how I do it. But you also just gotta build what you think looks cool too, you know? Don't be afraid to, you know, not make something super realistic if you think it looks good. Because at the end of the day, it's your build. You can do whatever you want with it, you know? I feel like this right here, I'm going to move forward a little bit. Let's do this. And right here. Yeah, I'm just going to move this forward quite a bit here, just to give us a little bit more space, because I feel like it's a little cramped in the back there. My favorite tank. I've always liked the Tiger tank. I mean, I think it's pretty basic, but I think the Tiger tank's pretty sweet. I really don't know though, like, I'm not like super crazy about tanks, but I like all your mainstream stuff. I mean, obviously I like the Abrams, I like the Leopard tanks. I mean, I think all tanks are pretty cool in their own way. There's not like one tank that's, you know, the end all be all for me. Yeah, especially building so many of them, I think every single one of them is cool in its own way. Obviously there are some tanks that I'm just like, it is absolutely hideous, it is the worst thing ever made, but and that's pretty much mainly French tanks, but everything else is pretty cool. Like even Russian tanks. Like I love the T90s, T80s, T72s. I think those tanks are really cool. You know, they're, like I said, they're all cool in their own way. You know, they all have a special place in my heart. Pop Simple, yeah. The by far the best tank ever made, you know. On the stat sheets, you know, it would absolutely decimate any MBT out there today. No, that tank is definitely not on any sort of list of mine. That thing is interesting to say the very least. I would have loved to have actually like had it see combat and just get absolutely destroyed. Which fighter jet is the most overrated? That's pretty tough. I'd say if you want to consider the A-10 a fighter jet, I'd say the A-10. It was only good when it was built, and it pretty much hasn't been good since then. And it hurts me to say that because I love the A-10, and it's like my favorite aircraft. I got to work on it, which is really cool, and all that. And they're finally starting to retire it, but it is honestly one of the most overrated aircraft, and it really honestly should have been like retired a lot sooner, I think. And like I get it, a lot of Navy guys, or not Navy guys, but like Army guys and Marines are like, you know, this aircraft, it's the best, you know, the best thing we got and all that, but it's not. It's just, it's too outdated for the type of combat that there is nowadays. You know, anything can take it out of the sky. It's slow. It flies low. It just doesn't do the job. And then now with precision guided munitions like JDAMs and stuff like that, you know, there's no point for it. You know, we could drop a precision bomb more accurately than the A-10 can ever do. So I would say definitely the A-10. As much as it hurts me to say the A-10. But that is my opinion. A lot of people get upset when I say the A-10 too. They're like, oh, well, the A-10's actually really good and all that. I'm like, okay, alright, whatever you want to say. Because they are, they've been around way too long. Other than the A-10, I'd say most of like American equipment's pretty top notch. Maybe the F-35 is a little overrated, but I still think it's a really good fighter jet. But I don't know. A-10 is really just the one that comes to mind. Speaking, however, the ship is coming along quite well. Well, thanks so much, Vin. I appreciate you. It is coming together pretty good. Still have a lot to do on it. And have to build the whole other side as well, but it is definitely coming together. Fave military vehicle out of everything? I wouldn't know, man. I mean, there's so many cool vehicles, like I really couldn't decide. Yeah, I pretty much like everything. Some of the cool stuff I guess I built is, I would say honestly, like Russian equipment. I love Russian equipment. I think Russian equipment is some of the coolest military equipment out there. And you know, maybe somebody might be upset or pissed off with that, but I think Russian equipment's just so cool. Their stuff just is like the peak military like coolness factor, you know? Some of it may not be the greatest, but man, when you just like look at Russian stuff, like their heavy trucks, their tanks, you look at it, you're just like, yeah, that's a military, you know, tanker. That's a cool looking vehicle. Especially like their big heavy trucks that they use. Man, those things are just so cool. And like just all their missile systems and crazy stuff they have. I love it. I absolutely love Russian equipment. And that's why I've been building so much of it. And honestly, Russia has the longest line in my model world, and for good reason. So I find a lot of their equipment cool, you know. And if I need to choose one vehicle, like my all-time favorite, I honestly I wouldn't know. I mean, I don't know. There's just so many. It's hard to choose. It's like there's so many different options available. Yeah, I wouldn't know, man. I know that's not a great answer, but there's just so many. It's hard for me to like narrow it down to just like one vehicle. Do you have any other ships you're planning on building? I'm not sure yet. I kind of want to do some modern ones because I've been doing a lot of World War II ones recently. I think definitely like a Ticonderoga class would be really cool. I do eventually want to do a modern Midway. So that is also something that's on the back burner. So modern Midway, a Ticonderoga. I'm also thinking about like a Nox class. So I want to do kind of a lot of like the 80s, like 70s, 80s American ships. Long term, you know, looking at doing some more carriers and stuff like that from that time period. I'd also like to really do a some more World War II ships like Warspite and Iowa. So definitely a lot of ships. Hopefully coming. It's gonna be a long ways away, but it will be pretty cool, I think, to build some of them. What did I do wrong here? Something isn't lined up here. Something isn't mathing. I missed something up here. Oh, that's because it... Oh, okay, I see what I did. So I gotta like change this up just a tad bit here. Ground, naval, or air force? I would say... Ooh, that's tough. I would say probably ground forces. I think just from like I enjoy building a lot more ground force stuff than really anything else, but I've also really been into ships lately. I love aircraft. I mean, honestly I love it all. And honestly, you kind of have to love it all. Being a Minecraft like military builder, you kind of gotta like it all at least a little bit, you know. But I really like I pretty much really like all equipment, you know. If it's military, you know, I like it. You know, like I said earlier, if it's French, I probably don't like it. I think the French have some of the ugliest equipment. Look at you like AMX 50 and stuff like that. Just a lot of really, really ugly stuff. No offense to anybody that's French, but your guys' military, you know, you need to start making some more aesthetically pleasing stuff. So I don't build many French things. It's awesome. Can't wait to see. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm hoping this year we'll have quite a few ships added in. Obviously, I really want to do the Iowa because I want to do a modern version of it as well. And when I do the modern version, I want to I want to put I want to learn to render. So I think some of you guys, if you've been around the military building community or just Minecraft builders in general, some people actually like render the builds, so they import them as 3D models, and they actually do like some really cool stuff with those models, like some cool scenes and stuff. And I would really like to learn how to do those properly. And I would really love to do like an Iowa and Midway sailing together type scene, so the two the two ships from World War II still in service at that time period, you know, kind of sailing together, I think would be pretty cool to do. So that's one of my goals, to learn how to kind of do that, so I can make some cool renders and stuff like that for my builds. You're gonna make some EU stuff? Yeah, for sure. Ship wise, I'm not too certain. I'm sure there's some ships I'll probably end up finding that would be pretty cool to do. I'm honestly, I'm not too familiar with EU ships, or just you know, Europe equipment or British equipment and all that stuff. But I definitely would like to do some ships for them. I would just have to kind of figure out what I want to do, but definitely something I'm looking at. As for just standard military equipment, probably. You ever thought about bringing the E50 as a new tank tutorial? I mean, possibly. E50 is just not something I'm like super, like, oh, I gotta build this so bad. I really haven't been building too many World War II builds with the new scale, which I kind of need to change. I want to do some more, but let's see, these on them. The Gripen would be pretty good. That would be pretty cool. I do want to build more. I have pretty much majority of American and Russian stuff dominating my setup, but I would really like to do a lot more of those other countries and stuff like that, because I do like the Gripen. I like a lot of the Swedish aircraft. They're pretty good. They're pretty cool looking. The French have some alright looking aircraft as well. So it would be cool to do some. I definitely think like a Eurofighter is pretty overdone, or pretty overdue. Raphael and all that kind of stuff. Mirage. It's kind of a long shot, but it would be really cool to see the Iowa aircraft carrier hybrid in Minecraft. I do know what you're talking about. It might be interesting to try. I'm not sure if it's going to be something that's going to be fully doable, but it's definitely something that I could look into. Because I agree, it would be kind of cool to do, but the problem with a lot of that stuff is that there's not a lot of reference, and when you're building something like a full scale, it makes it hard to recreate it when you don't have that type of reference material, you know? And especially for me, when I like to get my stuff like as close to as possibly to like whatever I'm trying to recreate, that's something that would kind of irritate me, trying to recreate and not really having much reference to go off of, you know? But I'm not saying no to it. I definitely think it's something I could look into trying to do. Because like you said, you know, it hasn't been done. It would be cool to see. Have I ever made some SU, like the SU aircraft? I have made a few in the new scale. Not a whole lot, but I have made a few. I do like Russian aircraft as well. I mean, I'm over here just sounding like a Russian worshiper, but they make some they make really cool stuff. The SUs are one of those things. They're super cool as well. So let's see, let's take that. And do these like red markings here for the gun. I think that's probably about right. Looks kind of circle-ish. I mean, it's not perfect, but kind of looks like a circle. Like the SG-57 is incredible. Yeah, the SG-57 is a really nice looking aircraft. I did actually build one in the new scale, so which I think it's all the way over here. Let's see here real quick. Let me increase my speed a little bit so I can fly a little faster. That wasn't much faster. Let's see. There we go. That's better. But yeah. Yeah, I have the SU-57 right here. So yeah, did build it. Love it. Really cool aircraft. So also built some cool British helicopters. These were pretty cool. I like doing these. So I need to build more helicopters though, because I don't have many of those. It's one of those things that is constantly forgotten about. Let's see, speed 2 I think is what I typically use. What do you think about Hungary? In terms of like their military equipment, I honestly don't know really anything about Hungary military equipment to really say anything. As a country as a whole, I don't really know much because I've never been to Hungary, so couldn't really speak on it. But it doesn't seem like a bad country. Hungary doesn't seem bad. I haven't heard good things about Romania, but I think every country has its ups and downs, you know. No country's perfect. Let's see, I think I want to use these here. Kind of like that. That's pretty good. Grand Theft Auto Simulator. Yeah, I haven't heard great things about it. I know, heard some kind of crazy stories from over there, in terms of like, past, or my old base. We had some guys go there. It was way before I actually went there, but I guess every once in a while, you know, we'll go over there to exercise with, you know, the troops and stuff like that, or, you know, NATO allies and all that stuff. And some of the A-10s went and all that kind of stuff at one point. And I guess the Romanian Air Force was kind of crazy. The facilities they were in, staying at for like 2 months, they basically had a hole in the floor, and that was how you used the bathroom. You just, you know, pop the squat and the hole in the floor, and that was the bathroom. So that was kind of wild. But I think the wildest story was they had a fridge in their like little barracks or whatever, or common area. And at one point, at the time, the Romanians, they may still use them, I'm not sure, but at the time they were using the MiG-21 still. And one day they came back in to their like facility or their room or whatever, and their fridge, like a giant panel, was missing off the fridge. And they're just like, all right, that's weird, or like the whole door was missing. One of the two. And like, oh, okay, all right, well, that's strange, but I guess we're in Romania, so, you know, is what it is. And later on, they're out on the flight line, and they come to find out that the fridge, they ripped the fridge off, and they used part of it to patch a hole in one of the MiG-21s. So there was a giant, like, refrigerator, like, patch on the side of one of the MiG-21s. Absolutely, like, crazy stuff. But yeah, Romania just seems crazy. A lot of like little gypsy type camps and stuff like that all over the place. Yeah. So I don't know how true it is, but this was coming from, you know, people that were over there and were experienced it firsthand. But I would not doubt seeing a MiG-21 with a refrigerator door, you know, basically glued onto the side of it to fix a hole. So what do you think of China's very original new jet? It seems interesting. I don't really have any opinions on it because it's still new. It'll be interesting to see if it's actually, you know, a capable fighter jet, or if it's just some more China, you know, crap. But it's interesting. I mean, it's always cool to see something new. But again, it's probably not going to be that great. Ugh. What do you think of Italy on a military level? I don't really think Italy's that powerful. I don't really think they've ever really been a powerful military. Even going back to like World War II days, that was probably the most powerful they were. Or I guess if you go back to like ancient Rome type stuff, but yeah, really, Italy just doesn't have a lot going for it in terms of its military. So that's really about it. I mean, I don't know what else to say about them or about Italy. What do I think about Area 51? My insane conspiracy theory about Area 51 is that Area 51 isn't actually where they keep any of the cool stuff. I mean, I'm sure they do some, like, you know, aircraft experimentation, stuff like that, but like all that alien stuff and everything like that, I doubt the government would keep aliens there when everybody knows, like, they're there. So if aliens actually do exist, it's going to be like some like black site, like nobody's going to know of it, you know. It's going to be some crazy like facility or something like that in like the North Pole that nobody knows about except for, you know, the very select few that do. And that's my belief on it, because I don't think that they would keep stuff like that where everybody expects it to be, you know. Yeah, being in Alaska, or really just kind of being in some super remote place that nobody's gonna really know. But nowadays with satellite imagery and all that stuff, it's kind of hard to hide that. But I also feel like the government probably has its connections with the with like Google and stuff like that, with like masking this like imagery and stuff like that. But I don't know, I could be wrong. And you know, that's even assuming if aliens are actually a thing, but I don't know. B-21 seems pretty cool. I mean, kind of a smaller B2, so I don't really see it being too much different in terms of that, but I think it would be good to have more of a universal smaller bomber. Really, I think the US needs to get rid of, or not really get rid of, but like create one overall bomber design that they're going to stick with, instead of maintaining the B-52s, which are just, again, just a very super outdated aircraft that really needs to be put down. But I would say that they really need to look at trying to make this bomber capable of basically doing everything. So something that's they can produce on a wide range level, has stealth capabilities, but also, you know, can you know, fill the role of like all three, like the B1, the B2, and the B-52, because really kind of streaming down like all your logistics into one, it makes a lot more sense overall. I know with the that's what they're doing with the refuelers. So the refueling aircraft, they're doing that. They're consolidating all of the aircraft into just one, the KC-46. So that right there is basically going to fill the roles of all the different types they had, and it makes more sense from like a logistical standpoint, you know. Car I drive a 2023, or no, is it 23? No, it's 22. I drive a 22 Toyota Tacoma. So a truck. I do really love the Tacomas. It's actually funny because I don't really drive it a lot, so my truck's 3 years old and only has 26,000 miles on it, so pretty happy about that. But I bought the warranty that covers me all the way up to what is it? It's like I think 100,000 miles or 7 years. I doubt I'm gonna hit 7,000 or 100,000 miles before 7 years. So, but it's definitely one of those vehicles that it's like, yeah, I'm probably keeping this for the rest of my life. So, or at least until like I have kids or whatever and give it to them or something. Who knows? But yeah, good trucks. I've had 0 complaints. Just like that. And then we got the gun on the back here, which I'll start trying to design. Which this gun's gonna be a little tricky because it's like perfectly like circular, so it's a little funky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something kind of like that there. And that's why like me and be afraid of talking to women so you get to drive a truck forever. Yeah, there you go. Just don't talk to women. That is a good solution. But I'm already stuck in with mine, so but hey, you'll eventually find one. Because trust me, I'm terrible when it comes to like talking to women and like picking up on signs and stuff like that, but hey, you know, eventually it happens. Women are scary, bro. I ain't that scared. You make new aircraft carrier in this new size. Yeah, I built the Midway. The Midway's in the new scale. Hopefully, eventually a modern carrier. So, hey, you know, everybody has a touch of the tism. My girlfriend is totally convinced that I have a little bit of the tism, and all that. I think you have to have a touch of the tism to like Legos and like Minecraft as much as I do, but I don't know. Call it the little touch of the tism, man. Really, I feel like most people, if not everybody, just has like a certain type of it or like a certain bit of it, since you know it's like a spectrum in terms of how it works and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm not trying to downplay like, you know, actual autism and stuff like that, but like I think there's a lot more people that have it than you really think. So I was touched by the tism, man. It touched me. I did not consent, so I got me too'd by the tism. Yeah, that's looking pretty good there. Just love that. I love the little lines on the decks and stuff. I love modern ships. Unpopular opinion. But now they're fun to do. The World War II ships are fun, but man, do they get tiring. They are a lot more involved than doing these modern ships, because this ship here I've pretty much built up pretty quick. Granted, you know, it is just a frigate, so it's pretty small. I think this is only like 200 blocks long. But they are just so much quicker to build. Now this is taking me a little bit longer because this is like all the detailing and stuff like that, but yeah, a lot quicker to build. Let's see, where am I going to start this panel here? Well, the gun might be actually too far forward. I might actually need to scoot that gun back a little bit. I think I'm gonna scoot that back. So I feel like the gun needs to be more at this point right here, so I'm just gonna scoot it back a little bit. Maybe like 2 blocks. And that should be a little bit better. So like that, and then now we have, what is this, 7 blocks? So I gotta move this back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right there, and then we'll just go ahead and do the same deck markings here. And then we'll find out that this is too far back, so then we'll have to readjust everything. But that should be fine. So yeah, that looks pretty good there. Pretty happy with the way that's going. I do want to extend that 1 more because that should be about 5 blocks there. So yeah, that looks good right there. So you have a big old circle there. And we'll go ahead and get this turret built up. It's actually impressive how little armament this ship really has. It's honestly kind of a weak ship if you really think about it. I think that was one of the biggest like complaints, is that they weren't like super capable ships, and really they just kind of resulted in just being anti-submarine ships, if I remember correctly. One of the boats of all time, yeah. It is nothing spectacular, that's for sure. Let's do this around like so. So something kind of like that there, and then I'm probably gonna do this. So use a little bit of magic. So that kind of looks like what I'm wanting. I do want to take some trapdoors. Gonna put those there, close those. Please see one of your tutorials in the Martin's Syndopant style of editing. I honestly don't know who that is. I'd have to actually Google them here. Let me actually see here. Martin Sito Pants. Oh god. This looks like...
Wait a minute. What the hell is
This looks wild.
again? Welcome to...
I don't get the frog. I don't get the frog. But it seems interesting. Seems probably not my style. Let's see. Am I happy with this turret? I don't know if I'm happy with this turret. What other... Oh, he deleted the message. He didn't want me to see it. He said, nope, not today. So the gun's gonna come from right here, so... Do I like that right there? Don't want to do it higher. I feel like probably being lower here is a little bit more accurate. Whatever video games I play. As of right now, I don't really play a lot of different games. Really, the only other game I'm playing right now is Helldivers. But really just Minecraft. I played a little bit of Sea Power recently. It's okay. Not a huge like. I think it's good, but like it just, I don't know. I feel like something's missing from it. And it's really just all kinds of scenarios. I would really like maybe like a campaign or something like that to come out for it. I think that would be a lot more fun. But yeah, I play a lot of Helldivers right now. That's pretty much my main other game besides Minecraft. But I really don't play a lot besides Minecraft, which I guess is good because It keeps my bills down for video games, but I definitely know like when GTA comes out, I'm probably gonna play the new GTA. War Thunder's a good game. Just I don't like the grind. I don't like grindy games because at the end of the day I don't want to spend so much time just grinding on a game. So like War Thunder's cool and all, but again, just too grindy for me. Because I would love to have the A10 fly around, get shot out of the sky almost instantly every match, but I think it'd be so much fun to have it, but I'm also not going to commit the amount of time needed to actually get it. But yeah, I'm pretty boring when it comes to games. I don't really play a whole lot of variety. Very few games. Like I used to play a lot of Call of Duty. Used to play a lot of stuff, but I just feel like games have just gotten kind of dull. Well, especially Call of Duty. I'm so over that franchise. Those games are just so bad. Going for the Eurofighter? Well, good luck, man. I wish you the best on that grind. Couldn't be me, but hey, man. If you can do it, more power to you, you know? But yeah, no, War Thunder's cool. I think the game is really, really, really good. It's fun, but yeah, it just gets too grindy, you know? Just not for me. You know, obviously I don't want a game that's just going to give me everything, but like I want a game that, you know, I'm not going to have to spend so much time trying to just get the fun stuff, you know? And then to get the fun stuff, you know, you have to like, or you could pay money for it. It's like, yeah, no, that just doesn't seem great to me. Got this enemy team that I hate. Well, of course you're gonna hate the enemy team. You know, you're the ones you're playing against. I think you'd be crazy if you didn't hate them. But I think like low tier War Thunder is really fun, but after you get past low tier, it's just yeah. It's something else. Yeah, I think this red here might be too far back. I'm gonna have to probably bring it forward a little bit. So I'm gonna go and just kind of take these here. I'm gonna bring those forward a little bit. And maybe over here too, but I'm gonna leave that for right now. You make a tutorial about the Gripen? Possibly. I feel like I did one back in 2-1, but in the new skill, most likely at some point I will. I don't know when, but I will. I think there's also supposed to be like a torpedo launcher down here. Could be wrong, but I think this thing has torpedo launchers, which is kind of weird, because I think I was talking about it last night with one of my buddies, and we were like, what's going on with, you know, why has it got torpedoes? It's kind of weird for a ship like this to have torpedoes, but I guess it does. It's got 3 torpedo tubes on each side, so it's probably going to be located right there in that section. So I got to find pictures of it. Luckily, I will say the nice thing about modern ships is you can actually find a lot of like pictures of the weapon systems and stuff, so that's also pretty nice. I feel like that gun's too short. I feel like it needs to be taller. Yeah, I'm gonna make that a little taller. Would enjoy Hearts of Iron. I actually had played Hearts of Iron. It's fun. It's just, I think it's a little much for me to like comprehend, I guess, or whatever. Like I enjoy watching like I think his name is Tommy K. I like watching his videos on it. But the games, it just always felt really long to me to go anywhere with the game. Matches are just super long. But it is definitely like a fun game. I'm not denying that. I also really like Star Wars Empire War. That's another game I really like. Another strategy game. Is Arrow Productions top tier? I have to check them out. So, alright, Vin, thanks so much for stopping by, man. You have yourself a good night. Appreciate you stopping by. The most special military aircraft I've seen. That's kind of tough. I mean, I've seen like the, not Air Force One, but like the vice presidential one. I've had that land. I saw that like up close in person. I'd say kind of like one of the more unique ones would probably be like the Afghanistan military helicopters, because after the Afghanistan withdrawal and all that kind of stuff, the U.S. military actually took over possession of a lot of the Afghanistan helicopters, so like the MiL-17s that Afghanistan had when they fled, and they fled to American bases, and then they basically surrendered the aircraft over to us. And they actually were putting them into the boneyard at my base in Arizona, and that was kind of cool to see, because not every day you're going to see in Afghanistan MiL-17, you know. So that was kind of cool to see on the flight line and all that stuff. But saw quite a bit of stuff. I think one of the coolest ones was the AC-130 for one of our air shows at our base. They brought an AC-130 in, and you could actually go inside it. So it was actually really cool to go inside and actually see it. And honestly, I'm really surprised they actually let the public into an AC-130. It's one of those aircraft I felt like they wouldn't really let people in. But yeah, they let people into it, and you could walk through it and all that stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't say anything too special. I mean, it's mainly what you're gonna see, what you currently see out there right now. You know, is what I pretty much saw. So I didn't get any cool like crazy stuff, you know, that not everybody's gonna see. Take that and replace that like that. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I think I'm satisfied with that back turret now. I think that looks pretty solid for it. So now we just keep building our way back. They also had the Pima Air and Space Museum out there, which you can still see some cool stuff out there. That's probably one of the coolest aerospace museums out there, so if you ever get the chance, definitely go check that out. What's up, Trench? How you doing, man? You are still a mod. I don't think I ever took it away, but also I don't really ever live stream, so I would imagine you still would be. So you can go ahead and just start kicking everybody if you want. No, I'm kidding. Don't kick anybody. No, I'm not answering the phone right now. I guarantee you, you know how we were having this conversation earlier about Snapchat? That's my mom calling me right now. And you want to know what it's probably for? It's probably because I didn't do my Snapchat streaks. I guarantee you it. But yeah, Trench, we're working on the ship here, and it's coming together pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. Let's see, let's do. It's gonna be hard to do this. And too laid back now to do aggressive modding. Well, hey, if you ever want to, you know, slap some people around on here, you can come on here and beat some people up. You know, bullying's good to a certain degree, you know? Just gotta bully some people sometimes, you know? Somebody's gonna mistake me and just go start bullying people and blame me for it. Bring back bullying, yeah. Let me tell you, some people nowadays, they didn't get bullied enough. Like, you know, furries? Yeah, man. Weren't bullied enough. They were not bullied enough. I'm not super happy with the way this looks right here, but I don't really think there's any other way I could really do it. What do you think about the US ban for TikTok? I absolutely hate TikTok. I think it is promoting just stupid crap and honestly just a waste of time. So it's kind of a double-edged sword because I'm all about like less federal government involvement with the people and all that. So like I hate the app, but I also value people's right to be able to use the app, you know? So I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like it could go either way, and I really wouldn't care. Because I hate the app, but also I feel like it's, you know, people should have the freedom to be able to use it if they want to use it. But I'm still gonna laugh at you if you use it because I think it's a dumb app. It's like 4-year-old news, yeah. It is pretty old news, but I don't even know like they talked about it, but like I haven't seen any like other developments of it. You know, it's kind of was talked about and it was like big news for a little bit, and then it just kind of vanished off the face of the earth. Would it be possible that you publish a download link for the schematic of the Scuba Gustav gun? There is a download link. You can either download my model world, or you can actually download the build itself. It should be on my Planet Minecraft, but if you go onto like any of the old model world videos, you can find it. If you're talking about the 2-to-1 one that I have a tutorial for on the channel, you can find that in my model world, so you can just download the world and just get it from there. Or you can find the newer one also in my new model world download. It's in there, but I think there's also an individual download schematic for it as well, so it is available. Trump or Harris? I'm not going to say who I supported or voted for because I think it's just too divisive to talk about politics. Like, I don't mind talking about like some things here and there, but I am not going to say who I voted for. Just because, you know, some people get way too over the top, basically, depending on who you voted for, so. At the end of the day, it's just the Presidente, so. Let's do this all the way around. Abstained again this year myself, and everybody got up in arms at me about it. Yeah. I mean, that's your right, you know. It's your right to vote or to not to vote, you know. Nobody can force you to vote. I think it's important to vote. But You know, it's all up to you, man. You know, if that's your decision, that's your decision, you know? Hey, German MG, how you doing, man? Where can I find the model worlds? So the model worlds, you can look for my tutorial world update videos. If you just type those in and search them on my channel, you should be able to find them. So you can either find them that way. That's the only way to find those. My model worlds, my new ones I'm posting, there's also videos for it, but you can also find it on planetminecraft.com and find my channel on there. And I post a lot of my builds for download up there as well. You're the one that kicked the US Midway? Are you mean you were the one that licked the Midway? Because I remember somebody saying they licked the Midway, and I highly doubt that happened. But I remember somebody saying they did that. Yeah. Yeah, you're an interesting character if you lick the Midway, but more props to you. Think about the U.S. new carrier, the Gerald Ford. Seemed like a pretty cool carrier. I mean, it's pretty much the same carrier design we've been using for like the past, 40 years. So I don't really think it's anything like super crazy or super new, but it's a cool carrier. It's definitely cool. And I'm sure it's definitely upgraded in a lot of ways compared to its, predecessors, the Nimitz. So. I looked at it, it tastes good. Yeah, tetanus and all that. Tetanus and aircraft oils and all that. But hey, if you want to go around licking ships, by all means, go ahead. Just make sure you don't lick like handrails or something like that, because I don't want to touch that when I go and visit them. Or don't film it and make a post on TikTok, because now it's going to be a TikTok trend. You're going to have influencers lined up on the decks of the Midway to lick the deck of the carrier. Old aircraft carriers taste good, yeah. Live streams have ad breaks? Do they have ad breaks? I didn't even know they had ad breaks. I'll have to look and see. Maybe this is my first time live streaming in a while. Maybe there's a setting I have to toggle or something. Let me see real quick actually. There might be something I can change. I'm gonna have to look into it after stream. I can't really see anything while I'm in stream or mess with the settings, but I'll see if it's something that I could turn off, because I know sometimes you can turn it off for, it's like kind of like streamer discretion, but I don't know. I haven't live streamed in a long time, so it could be a setting that's just on by default now. But I'm sorry about the ads, guys. I didn't know that those were popping on, because that is really annoying if that's the case. What do you think about Poland? Poland's cool. I'm actually Polish descent, so my great grandmother was actually from Poland, and she got out of there shortly before the start of World War II. So, yeah, I think Poland's cool. It would be cool to actually go visit. That's something I'd like to do one day, to visit Poland. And I also would like to visit, I'd really like to visit a lot of Europe. Germany and all that kind of stuff. Okay, dude, it's gotten so bad either way. Plus YouTube being greedy. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Ads have gotten absolutely ridiculous. YouTube's gotten terrible. Like it's almost unbearable to watch. I know for a little while my my ad block was no longer working on YouTube, and I was able to find another ad blocker that actually works. But that time when between finding my new ad blocker and still using the old ad blocker everybody uses, like it was horrible. Like it was basically unwatchable. And like some of these ads are like 90-minute long ads. Like it's insane, or like 90-second ads. It's crazy. What division of the Air Force were you in? I was under the ACC, so Air Combat Control. My squadron was the 355th EMS. So that was my squadron. I would show a patch, but I don't have a patch here next to me. My current squadron, though, that I'm in with the Guard, I will not tell because it is something I'm currently in right now, so I don't want to dox myself too much, but Poland going to be a strong nation in the EU? I think it is. I've kind of liked the way Poland's been going in a lot of ways, so they seem to be kind of waking up to a lot of the BS in Europe and all that stuff, so we'll see. They seem to be very kind of patriotic with their nation and all that stuff, which I think is good to see. I think a lot of Europe is scared to be patriotic in their nation just because of, you know, what happened with World War II and all that kind of stuff, with the nationalism and all that, but I don't think it's a bad thing to have a little bit of pride in your country and a little bit of nationalism, you know, like America first, or, you know, Germany first, whatever, you know. I thought the government flag with the... You bought the government flag with the bald eagle? With the big eagle? I don't think I know that one. YouTube ads are actually cringe. It's horrible. Yeah, they're like the same ads and they're actually terrible. Flight planes, are you working on them? I only worked on them when I was a structural mechanic. Now I do cyber-related stuff for the Air Force in the Guard component, so more of like a reserve. But yeah, I basically was I was an aircraft mechanic. So we were the ones that would patch holes and repair damage to the structure and stuff like that. Also paint the aircraft, everything like that. Last time the patriotism was good, we had must just man to do some crap. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the last time there was nationalism in Europe, it kind of was not a great thing. With Hitler, Mussolini, a lot of fascism and stuff like that over there was rampant. So I get why the hesitation, but also, you know, it's in moderation. It's a good thing, you know. It's good to have pride of where you come from. As long as you're not, like, you know, crazy. Which base? It was Davis Monthan in Tucson, Arizona. With fridge parts. Yeah, dude. We would take fridge parts, put them on there, and, you know, strap whatever we could. Now with the working on the A10s with them not really making parts for them anymore, it kind of felt like that, if I'm being honest. We were just trying to make stuff work that for an aircraft that just shouldn't be flying anymore, you know? It's the Polish flag for the eagle. I think it's used in the federal way or something. Oh, that's pretty cool. I feel like I should know a bit more of, like, the Polish heritage and stuff like that, but I really don't know much about it. I just know that I have a good amount of Polish in me, and that's really about all I know, unfortunately. I had a friend where his grandpa is part of the Germans in World War II. Yeah, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing that they were part of the Germans, you know, because a lot of the Germans, they were just fighting for their country, and they didn't know about the atrocities going on behind the scenes, you know? So, you know, I don't really, like, think bad of anybody of everybody that served in the German military at the time. I think they unnecessarily get too much hate in terms of, you know, a lot of them weren't actually involved in, like, the hunting down and persecution of, you know, individuals and Jews and all that stuff, but a lot of them get roped into that group that did, and it's kind of unfair to them in a way, but, you know, nothing I say or do is going to change that perception of them, unfortunately. But yeah, there were a lot of bad people. Obviously, I'm not saying that they were all good, but yeah. He was in the Waffen SS, so he stopped. Oh, if he was in the Waffen SS, okay, then yeah, yeah. If he's in the Waffen SS, yeah, not a great dude. I can't really sympathize with that guy too much, because those were the baddies. Yeah, I mean, he could have been forced, but I feel like a lot of the people in the Waffen SS, they were there for a reason, you know, like they drank the Kool-Aid for lack of better terms to do that. Because I mean, I feel like most people with decency, like just like seeing the stuff happening, would at least like not participate or try to get out of it. But I don't know. You like European heritage? So I went to Italy 4 years ago, saw Rome and Ezio Harbor. That's cool. I would love to go to Italy. That's one of the things I would really like to travel there and check out. I'm a big fan of like the ancient Rome history and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool to see that kind of stuff, you know. This area's not treating me too well here. Something like that, I guess. It's like I don't have much space to really work with here. Let's see, I'm gonna probably do this instead. Probably work a little bit better there, and then I can maybe put a ladder right there. We'll have to see. Keep up, Garrett. Thanks so much, Christian. I appreciate you, man. I'm pretty sure I have a little bit of German in me too, but I don't know the percentage or really how much. Oops. Let's see. There's something. There we go. There it is. I'm over here struggling to get this thing to work. There we go. There we go. Let's see. I need a button. So you probably just grab it from right here. Probably be quicker. And then we'll rotate that like so. You work where is a plate junkyard? Yeah, the boneyard. Yeah, that's where I didn't work in the boneyard, but I worked the base there, so right alongside the boneyard. So got to see a lot of cool stuff. A lot of aircraft coming into their final resting place and all that stuff. But it's cool because you could really see a lot of pretty much everything. You know, any aircraft kind of in recent time that still has some use to the military is all put out there. It's pretty cool. One thing I find completely interesting is that the actual military branches need to pay to have their aircraft stored there. It makes no sense to me and seems like the biggest like waste of money. But yeah, like the Navy pays to have their planes kept there. Which I don't know, it just seems insane to me. It's like, why do they have to pay for that? You know, it's all military. Like, I don't know, just weird. Yeah, the military has a ton of waste in terms of the money and just how everything works. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, when I heard that they actually had to pay for their aircraft to be stored there, like, that's just crazy to me. It's like, I get, like, I maybe understand it a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we should be putting that money toward, you know, their people, but you're forcing them to pay to keep, you know, reserve aircraft. It's crazy. I don't know what you said, Master Capital, but it seems nice, so I appreciate you. We actually have a lot of Brazilian viewers on the channel, which is kind of crazy. I wouldn't think a lot of people in Brazil would be so interested in like military equipment and stuff like that, so it's always cool to see just how many people from different places around the world are like interested in this kind of stuff, you know. But yeah, there's quite a few Brazil viewers, and it's kind of, I guess there's like a pretty good sized Brazil community in like the military and Minecraft and all that. So it's always cool. Meet a lot of cool people. Oh, and the Vatican too, yeah. Work is perfect. Thank you so much, Master. I appreciate you, man. It was very kind of you. And I appreciate you watching from Brazil. The Vatican would be cool. It's like, isn't like it's like its own like country almost, or like its own. I don't know what term to use for it, but like its own like state and all that. Which I guess it's like a city-state, I think is the proper term for it. Micronation, yeah. That's just so weird to me. It's like, yeah, it's a micronation, just gets to make up all its little rules and stuff. That's right, Morocco is too, huh? It's so weird, I'll never understand it. City-state works too, yeah. It's weird, man. I don't understand the point of it, but to each their own, I guess. The Pope and Mussolini signed a deal. Like we talking Mussolini, like World War II Mussolini. He actually like signed a deal with the Pope. It was like, yeah, you guys are your own nation. 'Cause that's kind of wild. I'm actually honestly surprised they're honoring it. You know, I feel like that's something they would have thrown out. You know, after Mussolini ran out of office, they'd have been like, "Yep, nope, sorry. Pay your damn taxes," or something like that. I don't know. Realistically, they probably only want them there for tax reasons. Like, oh, you have all this holy money coming in, let's go ahead and take it. Did you know there's a Minecraft you can download called the Uncensored Library? You see Top Secret Darkness is Shock in China. I have heard about that. I think it's pretty cool. I have heard of it. I've never actually downloaded it or anything like that, or really looked much more into it, but if it's actually true and what it is, it's kind of cool. You know, kind of I guess a way for people to be able to see stuff that's forbidden in other places. So there truly is some crazy stuff in Minecraft. Fix these. You have stories about the airbase? Nothing crazy. I mean, I didn't really experience anything too crazy, or really there's nothing much I can really say without possibly being, you know, an OPSEC violation or anything like that. So, but I didn't really see anything crazy. I think maybe one of the craziest things I saw was a C-130 was coming in for actually, it was going to be retired in the boneyard, and it was coming in for landing, and when it landed, the tires on one side actually blew, the back rear tires, and the thing actually like skidded off the runway and all that stuff, and like I was sitting there like watching the whole thing. It was pretty crazy to watch. And that's honestly like probably one of like the most vivid, I guess, crazy things that I witnessed, but really nothing too crazy. But it was kind of cool to see. Not great because we knew that when it landed, that structure was probably screwed, and we were potentially going to have to fix it, but there was some fighting back and forth, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not, you guys aren't going to be responsible for fixing it. It's the Boneyard's responsibility to fix it. So that was good, because that would have been absolutely terrible to try to replace or fix. It's like that Air National Guard guy who leave documents in Minecraft server. Yeah. Yep, big no-nos. So operational security is a big thing with the military. I wonder if that flag is a little oversized for this size ship. I don't think it is, but I don't know. Is the missile launcher last on the ship? Probably. There's no real good pictures of it from the models I'm using, so I'm gonna have to probably do some independent research for it. But kind of the deck details and stuff like that in the front is probably going to be near the last, or maybe something I do here soon. I'm not too sure. Do you know when Panzer 8 Maus was being made? The Germans ordered 5, but only 2 were made. One was made, and the second had a missing turret because it wasn't finished. Yeah. Yeah, I knew about that, and they ended up finding it, or the Allies found it at least. It was just kind of chilling there. Kind of has this, like, I don't know what to call these, but they're like these, like, raised little platforms that are on the sides here. Something kind of like that, maybe. Not perfect, but I think it does what it needs to. So, if you ever see a Minecraft server called Thug Shaker Central, do not go into it. I probably would never go into a Minecraft server if I didn't know exactly what it was or knew people in it. So that probably would be an easy avoid for me. But what even is it? Is it like a crazy server where people post terrible things, or like, you know? Because now you piqued my interest, so now you gotta at least tell me a little bit about what's going on in that server. Let's see. Find a reference picture for this other side here. A little bit further back than what I want. It's a little bit better. Oh, the Air National Guard dude. Was that where he leaked it in a Minecraft server? I thought it was a Discord server. It was a Minecraft server. That's pretty wild. That won't be me. I won't be leaking any classified documents. Since Jimmy Carter just passed away, will you perhaps do a build of a Seawolf class submarine? That actually might be kind of cool. I honestly did not think about that. I knew he was in the Navy, but that might be kind of actually an interesting idea. So I appreciate the idea. I will actually try and see about that if I remember to do that. But that would actually be kind of a cool idea. Did he have was there a ship named after him at all? So I would be surprised if there hasn't been a ship named after him. I mean, I feel like probably now there will be. But Discord or Minecraft server called. Oh, okay. Good to know. He's probably the same guy that built the one-to-one replica of like a military base or something. That'd be crazy. Mason M, I've looked up to you ever since I was 7, and my old great-grandfather is a Cold War and Vietnam vet, and I want to go join the was that Missouri Air National Guard to work on the C-130 Hercules. That's awesome, man. The Air National Guard is awesome. I'm in the Guard right now. I appreciate that, you know, I could be someone that you look up to. That's always a really cool feeling. But yeah, the Air National Guard is not a bad gig, man. I really like it. Kind of wish I did it instead of going active duty, if I'm being honest. But you know, you live, you learn. But yeah, it's cool. It's fun. You know, get some experience for you and make some good connections, get a clearance, and you know, you can go work as a contractor on bases and stuff like that. So there is a lot of opportunity out there. Seawolf class, probably, yeah. Thanks, I'm joining the JRTC next year. Awesome, man. Yeah, if are you trying to go like the officer route, or are you trying to go enlisted? Because if you're going the officer route, I would 100% support that. I'm actually kind of looking at possibly trying to go back as an officer. Still something I'm you know, playing around with once I finish my bachelor's degree here soon. But yeah, if anything, JRTC is good because you can actually, depending on how much time in JRTC you can do, you can actually get a higher rank quick, or a higher enlisted rank going in. So something to look into. Yeah, the USS Jimmy Carter is a SEAL class submarine that was designed for SEAL missions with the addition of Special Forces module midship lengthens the subcrew. Okay, I'll have to look into that. I haven't really built any submarines yet in this new skill, so that might be kind of fun to do. You're in ROTC right now for the Navy, and it's not fun at all. Probably going to get my degree and going to OCS for the Air Force after. Yeah. Yeah, if you want my opinion, I would go Air Force or Space Force. And I would try to go that route, if I'm being honest. Air Force officers, it's a lot better. The Navy has a really weird stigmatism, from what I've found and all that. Experienced that with their officers and like this like tradition and all that. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. The Navy is very weird when it comes to their stuff. So if you can avoid it, I probably would avoid as much as possible. That's just my opinion though. Also, I couldn't do like ship deployments. I think I'd absolutely lose my mind. Yeah, I'm just gonna get used to military life, become accustomed to military. Yeah, it's different, but it's also nothing too crazy. I feel like it's different if you were going active duty. It's definitely a different way of life. The guard, it's gonna be kind of like a, you know, weekend getaway type thing. If I'm being honest, it's not too military, I feel, compared to active duty. But active duty is like half the time just a mess. So you're not missing much by not going active duty. I think I said earlier, like if I could do it over again, I wouldn't have gone active duty. Let's see, so I can probably copy this side over to there, would be fine. It's Navy Marine Corps at my school. It's the worst thing ever. Grew up stories of the 90s when I had the NST commander ask me ask questions about the Navy. Yeah. Then the Navy is, I don't know. I was initially looking at the Navy, but I decided against it. And honestly, happy I did. But obviously, any type of service is not a bad thing. So if you do end up going the Navy or whatever, you know, it's not a bad thing. You know, because most people don't serve at all. So it's like 1% of the population actually serves in the military. So the fact that you just want to serve in general is something that, you know, already sets you apart from most people. So. And if it was up to me, I feel like most people, or I feel like it should be kind of like a requirement. Like I have a buddy in Finland, and in Finland it's actually a requirement that you have to do like civil service or military service or something like that for like 2 years and part of like your schooling in a way. Or like when you graduate, like their version of high school. And honestly, I really like that idea. I feel like it should be a lot more. It should be practiced here in the United States because I think people would have a lot more appreciation for the community and stuff like that. So they also consider your STEM degree as important, and my LT wants me to change it for no reason. Yeah, don't let them talk you out of the degree or whatever you're going for, man. Yeah, don't let them talk you out of anything. I think it's a rule in Oklahoma. Is it? I know like California, you had to do like 40 hours of community service, but like this is like different in like Finland. It's like it's like actual like civil service or something like that, where you're like actually volunteering your time. Because I feel like a lot of the times the 40 hours it was just made up. If you knew somebody, you could easily get a letter for it, but I'm not sure. A new rule, yeah. The draft lottery, yeah. Well, the problem is like I feel like most people wouldn't be able to wouldn't qualify for the military, and with it also forcing people to do it, I feel like a lot of people nowadays they would just find a reason to fail out of it, so they don't have to actually be in it. And honestly, it's not worth the military's time to have these people that don't want to be there in the first place and try to spend all this time, money to train them and all that just for them to not want to even be there in the first place and just be more of an issue. Because even being active duty, I saw a lot of it where we had new airmen coming in, straight out of tech school and all that stuff, and then to come to find out they don't even want to be there. They're already disgruntled, they already hate the job and stuff like that, and it's kind of sad to see, but at the same time it's like you signed a commitment and you need to be there for it. But yeah, I just couldn't see it working good. I think it would be even worse today, and the military would be even weaker if we just had all these schmoes in here. But I think also the US has a different mentality than Finland and stuff like that, where they kind of have to have a good military because of people that border them and stuff like that. So no thanks, you're good. You don't want to go. I'm not going to build a World War II plane right now, but possibly in a future stream I could build some sort of World War II aircraft, but unfortunately not in this stream. Let's see here. Let me grab some fence posts here. Welcome back, German. Lower the draft age. Yeah, I don't think... I think 18 is plenty. Though, my opinion is if you're in the military, you should be able to drink and smoke and all that kind of stuff. I think it's so stupid that there's laws that basically prevent you from being able to drink and smoke when you're in the military. Like, obviously, I don't really support... I'm not a big drinker myself or smoking or anything like that. If that's what you like to do, then cool. But, I think if you're literally sitting there, willing to put your life on the line, military-wise, you should be able to do that. I think it's kind of crazy that you're not able to. If I'm up for conscription, if I can vote, yeah, that's my biggest thing. That's what I don't understand. I really think the drinking age needs to be reevaluated. But also, 18 people are absolutely stupid. The main thing is they do need to change it for the military, and have the exception for the military. And it would be really easy to implement. You just have to have a military ID. Sure, I'm sure those would start getting faked or whatever, but if you show a military ID at a bar, then you're good to go, But that's just my opinion, and who knows. Yeah, and your military, you're already stuck in the deal and all that stuff. I don't get it. At least be able to drink on base. You can't even drink on base, which is just crazy to me. They won't sell you alcohol or anything like that. But there is also a lot of alcohol abuse in the military too, so it's a double-edged sword. I think the biggest thing that really kind of sucked was smoking, because there was a lot of guys that vaped and stuff like that, and then when they passed a law that you know, vaping, you know, was at 21. A lot of people, you know, a lot of my buddies and stuff like that were really upset about it. And, you know, rightfully so, I think. I'm building a Nimitz class, and I'm going to build a A380 in my world. That's awesome, man. Well, good luck. Good luck with that. Hopefully the build goes good for you. I still gotta build the phalanx system on the back here. I think I'm kind of like trying to like somewhat avoid it. kind of scared of it. So the phalanx system would be cool to do. I actually need one because I do want to actually build one with my forward operating base. So I was thinking about doing like the CRAM trailer and all that stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Can you do a video on how to build a full-size Panzer VIII mouse? Possibly. I mean, I know I have a tutorial for it in 2-to-1. So maybe check that one out. But as for 1.5-to-1, I don't have any ETA on when that would come out. Let's see here. Oh, it's got to go right here, here, here. Here, here, here. Boom. Boom. And boom. And we'll do this over here. And we'll just build the railings like we've been doing. Like so. How long have you been in the Air Force? I was in the Air Force for 4 years. I've been in the Air National Guard for about 1.5 years now. So 5.5 years total. Can you also make builds with Crate mod? Probably not. I enjoy more of the static aspect rather than making the working aspect. So making stuff with Crate mod is probably not going to be something I do, unfortunately. It's just not part of like my my preferred way of building and all that stuff. I have seen some people do some cool stuff with Crate mod and all that, making some cool working tanks and everything, but at that point, I just don't really feel like it's Minecraft and kind of what I do for this channel. But it is cool to see. I think I was recommended a video not too long ago of like a guy who made like a working Abrams or something like that in Crate mod, and that was pretty cool. But it also didn't really look like Minecraft and didn't really have that Minecraft charm anymore. Oh, this is supposed to be flipped. Dang it. This needs to be right here. So it needs to be like this. And then this on the other side. Also, I just don't know how I would even like set up a tutorial for something like that, you know? In like the Crate mod and all that. Because the 2-to-1 goose stuff would be crazy. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool, you know. And if somebody wants to do that with my model, I fully support it. But as of something for me doing and like actually like, you know, do a tutorial for it, I couldn't see myself doing that. I feel like a boomer since I first subscribed 7 years with the GTA. Now we're here. Yeah, it's crazy. That was 7 years ago. I think that was Derek that requested that. It seems like a very Derek thing to request. Now I get to mess up all my stairs again. Let's see, let's rotate this facing like that, and then over here we'll change the shape of it as well. And over here like that. So that's pretty much that right there. So that's pretty much this whole top section here done, at least for the back. I think this right here needs to go, but other than that, that should be pretty much that. You just gotta build the Sea Whiz, and then gotta do all this side detailing here. So that should be pretty interesting. Let's see if I have any good reference for it. Okay, I got a little bit to work with here. So it looks like a lot of this is kind of the same thing here. Just right here is going to change a little bit. We're going to have just a single door. Brazilian race car drivers were so talented. Where'd that come from? That was very random. I don't know, Brazilian race car drivers were on such another level or something like that, you know? No, this is the USS Oliver Hazard Perry. I think there actually was a Sammy B, Oliver Hazard Perry, but this is the lead ship of the class, so the USS Oliver Hazard Perry. Nice frigate, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a Sammy B in this class. I was going to do the USS Stark, since that one has a bit of a notable history where it was hit by the Iraqi anti-ship missiles, but decided to, you know, just do something a little bit, just the lead ship in the class. What are my favorite top 3 builds? That's honestly a tough one, you know, because I feel like it's constantly changing and evolving with, you know, new stuff I build and everything. But I would say right now, on this world in particular, I really love my Midway build. I think that build is absolutely awesome. Probably my best ship I've ever done. I really like my Artemis rocket system and also my Bagger 228. Or 288, I think, actually. Which I still haven't done like a dedicated video on that. I need to, but I still haven't fully finished it. This is the short hold version of it. So if I remember correctly, the OG Perry was a short hold version. So, but really the only difference, I mean, I could be completely wrong here. I'm not a ship guy myself, but the only real difference between them seems to be just the overall size, which is like a 2-meter difference. So 3 blocks in this scale. So nothing too crazy. You're gonna make a tour of the world. I do have a few tours of it. So you can find them in my model world updates. Those are pretty much tours of it. As of like one big tour, probably not, because it's just so long to do one of those videos as of now. So really it's just going to be the current update videos that I do have on the channel. So I'd recommend checking those out, as those pretty much give you like a little tour of everything that's new and added and stuff. And you can also download it yourself too if you have PC, though I do know that somebody has converted it to Bedrock, so You could also get it on Bedrock too if you really wanted. Some way, somehow. How you doing, German? Better answer your mom's call. It wasn't my mom this time. It was not my mom. Believe it or not. But I know it's coming. Because I did see she sent me a Snapchat notification, so I know she's sitting there frothing at the mouth about how she still hasn't got a Snapchat from me. It's like, she's gonna lose her mind. Raise hell, praise to hell. Two linguals tone to speak Spanish. Let's see. I gotta get in here real quick. Do this. That looks pretty good. iPhone plus iPad, 2x4. You got 2 going right now, 2 streams. You got the double stream. If you're at Spanish lesson, you know what happens next. Well, trust me, you don't want me to speak Spanish. It is horrible. It's like the most whitest thing ever. It's like I'll probably actually offend, some people. If that guy from Brazil is still in here, yeah, he's probably gonna be super offended if I try to speak it. My bus monitor was drafted in 1970, served 2 years in Nam. That's pretty cool. Not that he was drafted, but that he was there. Or then he survived. My grandpa joined the Navy when they started drafting people. He was like, he saw the writing on the wall and he joined the Navy so that he didn't have to. He was like, I'm not gonna be in the Marines or in the Army. Oh, that's right. Brazil speaks Portuguese. You're right. Sorry, I'm just uncultured. You are right though. But I feel like Portuguese is somewhat kind of, I guess, close. I don't know. That they could probably be like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you even saying, man? So that's looking pretty good there. Just like that. So just gotta kind of start doing some of the detail there. We should all go to Europe. Yeah. I mean, I want to go to Europe eventually. I don't know if I want to go with all of you though. Just kidding. Karen and his children deployed to Europe. Yeah, no, I'm good. Family vacation. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's gonna be a no from me, man. You guys can go together though. You guys can all do a little family vacation, and I'll sit back and not go. Hamburg. Starting Hamburgerville. take us. You guys all act like I have the money to take all of you. And then we get to go and say Nazi bets. What are you even talking about? No, you see. See, I got an expensive Lego addiction. So, I mean, if you pay for it, then you know you can go all you want, but you guys, I'll take you guys on a trip to Mexico. How about that? You guys can go and I'll drop you off at the cartel, and you know they'll give you money for you guys, and you guys can go work the sugarcane fields or the cocaine plants. Sounds good, Trench. We'll talk to you later. I'll send you some pics when I have more done. We'll parachute up, plane land on Normandy. Nah, I'm just gonna sell you all to the cartel. They'd give me some money for you guys, I hope. They need some new cocaine preparers. My mom heard your mom heard me. Oh great. She's like, what are you watching? Probably the last time you ever watched my channel. Like, what are you watching? Can you make the modernized OHP with the removal of the Mark 13 Tartar launcher? I could probably do that. The Bushmaster, is that still an American variant, or is that an Australian one? Because I know the Australians, they have their own version of it, the Adelaide, I think it is, class. But I wouldn't mind making a modernized version of it. I just wanted to build like the lead ship of the class at least before I went ahead and did that. Removal Soviet Union gas mask. That's pretty cool. 25mm manual control version. Yeah, I got you. I could probably try to do that. Is it a American, or is it gonna be a Australian ship at that point? About to watch my newest tutorial on my Minecraft world. That's perfect. That's awesome. Hopefully you do enjoy it and are able to put it on your world and all that stuff. Go to France and pretend it's D-Day again. You can have fun with that. I will be sitting at home. Because D-Day was already fought. America, they decommissioned OHP and had a raised platform above the Tartar. I gotcha. Okay, so the frigates did, so they were still American and they got rid of that. That's interesting. They put a Bushmaster on it. I feel like that's kind of a weird thing for them to throw on the OHPs, but I guess it was some use to them for some reason to do it. I know they stopped supporting the Mark or the harpoon launcher that they were using. They stopped supporting it, so you know I get that they took it off, but it's kind of weird that they just replaced it with a Bushmaster gun out of all the things they possibly could have. But then again, maybe there was just the constraints of the ship and what like the structure of it and all that stuff, and at that point they were like, it's not worth it for us to try to retrofit these with another Mark V gun or anything like that, you know. Yeah, I don't know, it seems really strange just to remove the whole point of the guided missile frigate. You know, you just remove the missile, so then it's not even a guided missile. I mean, I guess at that point they really just kind of dedicated the Perrys to being only anti-submarine. So, I mean, I guess I understand to a certain degree. It's like, oh, it's only anti-submarine now, so what's the point of, you know, having it have that? So. And honestly, they probably weren't even like frontline ships at that point anyway. They were just probably mothball reserve ships. Like famous carriers around the world. Yeah. You can do that. You can get some kind of disease or something like that. That's all you, my man. All right. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and probably end the stream here. I got some stuff I got to go take care of and everything and do tonight. So I appreciate you all stopping by, and hopefully you all did enjoy. Probably be the last stream until maybe next weekend, where I'll probably do another one sometime around there. But it was really great hanging out with all you guys. Hopefully you all did enjoy the stream. We got a lot done that Oliver has her parry, so I'm pretty happy about that. But with that, guys, I'll see you guys next time. You all have a good one, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And for the record, it was not my mom. It was somebody else. So it was not my mom. Anyways, guys, have a good one.